Okay, and we are live on this end.
Great. How does it sound? You good? And if who's ever joining, if y'all could tell us if you hear any feedback or the audio is clear. That's what we're trying to figure out. We need y'all help.
Yes, that would help us greatly. So welcome everybody to the Coach's Corner with Coach Cotton and Coach Hadassah. Cause look, we're here helping you get to your next level, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, and it's Monday, Millionaire Mindset Monday. And we like to call it that because it's also many people talk about you see the hashtag mental health Mondays. And here's the thing about mindset. We do want to have the millionaire mindset so that we don't have to, really continue on with this well, I don't want to say it like that. I don't want to say that we don't have to, so that we don't have to continue on with mental health Monday. But here's the thing about it. When we are, and I saw this before, that, oh gosh, who was this? I think it was it was a post that my cousin put up, and he said there is something wrong with us mentally if we believe that settling for less is okay. Like there's something wrong with us mentally. Like there's a mental health
Right.
issue if we think or believe that we're supposed to be subjected to ill, treatment and things like that, mental abuse, emotional
Wow.
abuse on the job, and that we're only supposed to make $10 an hour, $15 an hour,
Mm.
heck, $40 an hour. I mean, to tell you the truth, that's not a lot.
No, at all. That's not a lot. 4,000 hours. Or some people who's doing that in minutes, seconds.
Seconds, right?
It's just simple. It's not a lot.
Yeah, it's not a lot, and especially when you continue on, and I don't care how much, if you want to say much, um our salary is. You think
Right.
$120,000, $180,000, but when you really learn about money and you understand how money works,
Mm-hmm.
well, the biggest part of that is taxes. You have
Right.
to know, right? Like we have to know how taxes work if you want to know how money works. And
Absolutely.
you got to know about tax brackets. Well, we can say, oh, $185,000 a year, but you're deep into, well, I won't say, well, yeah, you are. You're deep into the middle class income tax bracket that's taxed the highest.
Mm-hmm.
They're taxed the highest. And
Right.
so we're striving to 100,000, that, and that's six figures, right? Everybody's like, oh, six-figure income, six-figure income. Okay, well, is that six figures a year? Is that six figures a month?
Right.
I mean, like what, like, don't just throw around the six figures. Six figures what? And here's the thing about it. If our income is not at $450,000 per year or more, we
You
messed
get
up,
taxed.
because the
Yeah.
middle class tax income tax bracket, woo, it's
And
like you make too much to get help, and you make not
if you
enough,
don't make enough,
right? And you don't make enough to really do
right,
anything.
right. And that's where you would get that paycheck to paycheck because you're literally just pay period to pay period. So whether you get paid monthly, every 2 weeks, weekly, you're literally holding out until that next period comes along. And
Yeah,
who's living like that these days? But it's like what you said, settling for settling, and people think that's okay. Like that's how you're supposed to exist is by being paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. And here's the thing about it, because I don't want anybody to think like, we're job haters or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's like, no. And Megan says this all the time. I'm not a job hater, I'm just a freedom lover. I love freedom.
Right.
Right. And the thing is, um, you just have to we have to put everything in its proper perspective, right? Like if you have
Right.
a job, it's okay, but it's not for you to be there all your life. That 40-year plan on a job that ended in the 70s, that's
Right.
gone. That ended in the 70s. And so when you go into one, the goal is to use that income in order to get out of it.
Right.
Use the income for, okay, yeah, you got to pay your bills and but it's like keep that low and don't just
Mm-hmm.
get caught in the trap of that cycle where in order to escape your reality of the job. Because there's something that I heard today that I had to sit and pray. And
Right.
I'm a doer. I really had to sit and pray for a minute. And when I say I had to pray, I mean I had to pray myself out of want to go blow something up.
Wow.
This specific place because of what I heard happen throughout that thing about what they were doing to their employees. I it wasn't good. And so yeah, I prayed. I prayed more of a Psalms 109 prayer.
Okay.
And read it. That's all I
Right.
can say.
I gotta go back. Look, I gotta go back.
Read
But yeah, I
Psalms
mean, and that's what's so unfortunate. I mean, it's so unfortunate at things happen to the person who does not know that they got the power. And it's just like, so you'll take the mistreatment, the abuse, you're the victim, but really, you have a choice. You know what I'm saying, coach? And like, what disturbs me a lot is that when you don't know that you can make that choice to have a different quality of life, you will stay stuck in imprisonment, captivity for your entire life because you did not take opportunity or you were too afraid or just thought this was all that you would ever be able to have. And that's mental, that's mindset, that's having a whole different perspective on life, on income, on legacy, on wealth. And this is what the platform is used for to help people to begin to change that, to transform that mentality. Like, you don't have to stay anywhere where abuse is running rampant, you're being mistreated. And again, not bashing 9 to 5ers, employers. I was a part of the employee world for years. I mean, like, I've been working since I was 15 years old. So, what, 20 something years, right? So, I'm not speaking negatively about it, but I'm saying when opportunity was presented, I had to make a choice. I could go on in the way that I was going on, or I could make now the different decision. I mean, is that making sense?
I mean, yeah, it makes perfect sense, but it makes perfect sense in a you have to understand abuse and how insidious it is to the
Mm-hmm.
mind and the mindset,
Mm-hmm.
because we can easily say, well, you could just make the choice to get out and go, right? And I
Right.
mean, I understand it because I look, that's exactly what I did, and it didn't take me
Made
a
the
long
choice.
time. I mean,
Right.
I had always I I worked for myself prior to. I always made
Mhm.
my own money my own way. And then when I went to take on, a second job, like I was an independent contractor, right, in a salon.
Mhm.
And then because I had experienced something, I'd experienced eviction, right? And at that point I was like, I don't
Right.
never want that to happen again. I'm working at the shop. I'm and I'm gonna take this
Right.
part-time job right over here.
Right.
And
Just doing everything.
right, I was like, because I did not want to go through that again with my children. And so
Right.
then when I went on that job, and it was something that happened, there was a total, it was a misunderstanding. But then not only that, it was a mistake on their part. And once that was like put out in the air or whatever, and the tactics that they tried to do and use in order to make me feel like, I did something wrong, and I'm like, no,
What?
we
It ain't me.
yeah, what we're not gonna do is that. Like, y'all made the
Mhm.
mistake, and then you gonna try to punish me, and I didn't want to go to
Right.
work that day anyway. I mean, it was like I literally left the job that, it's like I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I make my own schedule, right?
Mhm.
I pretty much write my own check by my appointment book. And so I left there in order to come here for more hours for way
Right.
less money, right?
Right.
And then and I didn't want to go to I went to the first job. I didn't want to go to the second job that day. And then that happened. I was like, y'all got me all the way messed up. I'm like, I know how to do math.
Right.
And it was like, I could have stayed at the salon for another 40 minutes and made $60. And I came here to make
Right.
$35 for 4 hours. Girl, when I tell you I grabbed my coat and walked up out of that place, and then
I
they
know you
kept calling
did,
my house
baby.
afterwards. I ain't even answered. We had caller ID, the little device back there. I was like, y'all crazy. I did not answer the phone.
Right.
Like,
You get no
y'all done lost
response.
your mind.
None.
But for people who have never, if you've never experienced another way, that you even know that you have
Right.
another option, then it's like I understand why they stay, or it takes
Right.
them a
That makes
while
sense.
to get out because they don't know that. Look, you can make this amount of money in like
Mhm.
2 seconds. You can make, and
Right.
so somebody has to show them, and then and not only that, help with changing the mindset. It's really a process. And I mean, because with the work that I do, you'll be surprised about abuse across the board. And when I say
Right.
across the board, it's like all over this world. It's in the workplace. It's in the workplace. It's in relationships, and I'm not just talking about romantic. It could be between parent and child, romantic relationships, marriage, work, all of that. And
Mhm.
you don't even know that that's what's going
Right.
on until
Right.
somebody shows you. So when you've worked with abuse, you can see in the behavior of someone
Right.
who is being abused in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And a lot of it is spiritual, psychological, mental, and emotional. You can't see that readily, right? And
Right.
so it's I tend to have a more compassion towards people in that sense, to first of all show them something different,
Right.
show them a better way, and then create a plan for them to exit, because that's the same thing that you have to do in abusive relationships. You can't
Right.
just, oh, well, why don't you just leave? Or why don't you just go? If that was that easy, they
It's
would have
deeper
been
than that.
left.
It's mental, right? It's
Yeah,
mental, and it's those attachments, and it's not that easy. And if you never been through that, right?
yeah,
If
yeah,
you never experienced that, it's easy for you on the other side to say, "Oh, you crazy? You could just leave and pack up." And like, no, if you ain't going through the situation, it's not as easy as you making it seem or as you saying it to be. And that's a real thing. And like you was saying, you said you like to show people a better way. You gotta really offer the help. You gotta serve them enough to see that they can come out of that abusive, negative situation, right?
right.
And
And that
so,
they
and
have the support, because support is huge. And that's what I do
mhm,
love about our community, our common
mhm,
unity. There is so much support
right,
here, to where, again, just like someone leaving an abusive relationship or,
mhm,
whatever, it's not so much about trying to get them to leave, more so than it is about showing them that there's another way, and that you have support, right?
right,
So it's like, here's support, here's how we're making money on the Forex market. We provide the education. They see that they're surrounded by it. And then once they start seeing that, okay, now, they are attending the classes. They are, taking the trade ideas. They are marking up the charts. They see like,
right,
oh my gosh, I put $100 in here and I didn't turn this into 200. I didn't turn this into,
right,
and then they start seeing that, and the goal is to get them to surpass what they've made on their jobs. And then not only
mhm,
that, but now you're sharing this opportunity with others to where, okay, what's that income goal? Um, and whatever they made on their job, okay, now you've made that over here. And then when they do
right,
that, now it clicks, and they like, deuces.
right.
Right?
And what that provides is freedom. What that
Yes,
provides is for them to now regain time. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So much that was lost because a different decision was made, they had that mentality shift, right? And then they saw. And I know that a lot of people are visual because in this industry, a lot of people don't even believe that it's true, right? Unless they are in it, doing it. But just because I share something with you, they're like, I don't see how that's something real.
Mhm.
Who's making $200 in 10 minutes? Who's making $1,000 in 30 minutes, right? And we're going, well, trust the relationship that we have, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to physically demonstrate this to you so you can see it in action. But it still has to be that will for someone to say, hey, I even want to come look into what you're sharing with me. Like we have to hold people accountable to a certain degree. And even though the challenges could be super, hard, and you're dealing with so many things that the mind can just conjure up from fear, stress, anxiety, what's going to happen in relationships. I think about married couples alike a lot because you may have the wife who wants to move forward and do this, and then the husband is the one who's going no. But then it makes no sense for one to do it and not the other. Why? Because there's no agreement in the household. Unless the husband say, you know what, I trust you to do it, and then if you're doing good, I'll come on board later. But it's just a fight mentally because this is something that it's not traditional. It's not familiar. It's not every day. But when you think about the wealthy and then now mimicking what the wealthy do, it all starts with a different mindset. It all starts with a
Yes.
different mentality and how you visually see it. Like the perspective, like if you never dream that you can be a millionaire, if an opportunity comes that can provide that income for you, you're gonna naturally reject it. You're gonna naturally
Yeah.
deny it because you never even thought that you could be a millionaire, or you don't know a millionaire. When I say know, then I mean like in relationship with. Like on this platform, we literally talk to six-figure earners every day. We're being educated by them every day. Like they're not just like people we know, we are in relationships with them on a daily basis. But if you are not accustomed to that, your mind is fighting and struggling to grasp the fact that I can do this too. And so the main thing to me, coach, I don't know if you agree or not, but it's getting people to now start thinking differently. Getting people to now start believing that it shouldn't be the 1% that's wealthy. It should be the 99 that's wealthy and the 1% that's in a hardship, a financial struggle. Why is that the other way around?
Right. And it's more so, wait, before I answer that, I want to give a shout out to Sonia. Uh Sonia Ray, she says that's exactly right. As coaches to anyone, understanding that it's all a process for those who we coach,
Mm-hmm.
brings forth even more trust and confidence within the mindset of all.
Right.
It opens up a mental path of hope.
Right.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly.
I agree with that.
And so I mean, because it's all different types of coaches and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I would say, who my coach, if I would say, okay, um, like say as far as sports, right,
Mm-hmm.
and the different coaching styles. When I think about it, I always resonate. I resonate with Phil Jackson, and
Okay, from the Lakers.
well, yeah, he was with the Chicago Bulls for years. He's the one
Okay,
that got
gotcha.
right, got them, the six rings here in Chicago, and then he went over to the Lakers,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
With
I'm
so
not well versed in athletic sports history, so but
right,
I'm surprised that I got the right person with the right name.
with
So
right there, right. But yeah, Phil Jackson, it was Michael Jordan, Scottie
mm,
Pippen, Rodman, all that. But Phil Jackson was the coach, and then you could see when
wow,
he went over and did that same thing, and with the Lakers, so you could see
right,
it was the coach. I mean, like yes, it was the players, but it was the whole team, right?
right,
It was the coach and the team that took them, just get them rings year after year after year. But Phil
mm-hmm,
Jackson's coaching style was philosophical. It was
wow,
philosophical. He had them, reading certain books, Eastern culture, stuff like that. A lot of mindset stuff. I mean, just things that people wouldn't even think to do. Like that's more of
incorporate in a sports, right,
right. And that's and you would think, like, because you would think, look at it like, what does that have to do with the sport? Like
mm-hmm,
over here meditating and reading about Eastern culture and just all of this kind of stuff.
right,
But he was conditioning their minds, though.
right,
That's what he was doing, conditioning their
absolutely,
minds to exceed and go above and beyond, because philosophy is about belief. Excuse me.
right,
It's about your belief system. So
mm-hmm,
he had to help to raise their belief system,
right,
to that place. And so that's what I would say that my coaching style is like, because I mean, I've just been there like all my life. In anyway with that
right, right,
with that, like biology of belief and things like that. And so, you know, when we, like with our teams, um some of them we can get a hold of, some of them they gone.
mm-hmm,
Somewhere, and you'd be like, you ain't chasing after people. Well, I'm not. I ain't chasing after nobody.
Right. Oh no, I don't chase.
I'm not doing that. But when we do find out, like, okay, the goals and things like that you have, well, I my goal is to raise your belief system, to
Mm-hmm.
see that, number one, you what do you want, right? And then how can we get your mind and your belief system to where you say you want to be, go, or whatever, because things start
Right.
to pop up. They do. They just start to pop up. You There was a video that I posted today. I mean, not today. I think it was yesterday. If it wasn't yesterday, it might have been earlier today. But it was Diana
Mm-hmm.
Ross, and she was talking about how just basically how she raised her children and things like that, for her being successful, and she believes belief she believes that, one, like her home life and her family life with her children doesn't have to suffer because of her career, or her successful life as
Right.
one of the greatest singers and entertainers in her time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Diana Ross and the Supremes, and then Diana Ross, and all of that. And she was saying, I can have both, so
Right.
when I'm at work in my career, I'm there, I'm present. And when I'm at home with my children, I'm present, right?
Absolutely.
And she was just saying that when when she creates a positive thought, a negative one pops up, but it's
Mm-hmm.
the thought that she gives the most attention to, because both
Wow.
of them are going to pop up, right? But then, which one do you entertain? Do you entertain the one that says, like, you're like, when we say our affirmations, and let's say, I don't know, throw one out, one of the affirmations.
I'm the only one who can stop me.
Okay, well, okay, give me another one. Look, that's the last one.
Every day I wake up, my inboxes are filled with people who want to join my business.
Okay, right. So every day I wake up, my inboxes are filled with people who want to join me in business, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
here comes a negative thought. No, they don't.
Right.
You know,
Look, right,
right?
instantly.
Instantly. No, they don't. So which one are you gonna give the attention to? You know,
Right. Which one are you
every day
entertaining?
I wake up, my Facebook my inboxes are filled with people who want to join my business, and then here comes that thought. No, they don't. Don't nobody want to join you. Don't
Don't
nobody.
nobody want to join your business.
Right, don't nobody want to join your business. Don't nobody want to. Ain't nobody. And
Right.
if you let it, it will keep going, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you have to stop it and focus on. Every day I wake up, my inboxes are filled with people who want to join my business.
And then keep confessing that.
Right, and keep confessing that, and it's just like, well, yes, they do. As a matter of fact, I'm about to check my email. I'm about to check my
Mm-hmm.
messenger. I'm about to check,
Every platform on LinkedIn,
right,
Instagram, Twitter.
right, every one that I'm on, because and look, based off of the work that I've done, though,
Mm,
it's not happening in the inboxes,
fact.
and I never even talked about it or posted or shared it with anybody or anything like that,
So
because
ain't nobody joining your business because we don't know about your business.
we don't know about your business if you haven't posted anything about your business. Because here's the thing, I mean,
Right.
and trust me, I got a that is right here, notebook full, right, of my whole
Right.
the phone dump thing. I mean, I'm gonna call these people back. But there's a thing called
Mm-hmm.
marketing, right? And
Right.
which, now, McDonald's may send you some coupons to your house, but McDonald's is not calling you on the phone.
Mm-mm. But them coupons are a part of their marketing strategy.
But it's their marketing strategy, right? And them
Right.
big old arches that you see when you driving down the street,
When you 20 miles.
man, you about 20 miles back, and you see them arches way up. Let me tell you, the other day, oh my gosh, because I was watching something, and they were talking about how I forgot exactly what it was about, but they were just talking about babies. Like somehow, I don't know, babies they want McDonald's, right? But it was about marketing. And you know, babies, they come in here and they just want McDonald's. And when I tell you, because listen, the last time I had McDonald's, let's see, my youngest son is 13 years old. And I know the last time I had McDonald's was way before he was born.
Wow.
Because I remember I had dropped my husband off at a card show or something, and I was hungry, so I stopped at a McDonald's and I got something to eat. And the way that I felt like afterwards, it felt like I was coming down off of a high, like drugs. And I was like, never again.
I don't like that.
I'm like, I'm done. I'm all the way done. Right. So, and I know that was before child number 7 was born. So
Right.
I know I hadn't taken him to McDonald's or anything because I hadn't been there. We driving down the street. I promise you, he was anywhere between 1 and 2 years old. We driving on our way home, and then I heard him kind of like revving up, like, you know, he in the back, and he doing this, and I'm looking at my rear because, you know, little child mirror thing or whatever, and you
Right.
in the back, and I'm like, what is he all doing? And I'm just driving, girl. I drove past the McDonald's,
You done
and
sold
he
out.
threw a fit. He went from this to ah! And I'm like, what? I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what happened.
Wow.
And then that happened like 2 more times. And I said, this boy, he started hollering like that about because we drove past McDonald's, like past it.
Mm-hmm.
I said he ain't never had McDonald's before. But he knew them golden arches.
The Golden
And
Arches is an
he said he
attraction.
wanted to go there. Never had
Mind
it.
stimulating.
So you talking about marketing? Powerful. Those colors,
Yeah.
like all of that. He wanted to go.
All of that.
I mean, eventually he did have some McDonald's. I didn't get it for him, but I mean, it was just that. So I say all that to say, you know, just how powerful that is when you put yourself out there, right? When you
Right.
put yourself out there, when you put what it is, you know, I'm not saying put your business out there, but put your business, your
Right.
actual
Put
business,
your
right?
business out
Your
there, your
actual business
actual
out there.
income producing business,
Right,
right?
income producing activity business, right
Like,
out
let's
there.
do that. And then the thing about it too, coach, is like as you was bringing up that story, we gotta understand strategy. That's also dealing with the mind. And people think, oh, I hear, and I'm just touching this really briefly. People talk about relationships, like if you're talking about a boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, and you're dating, they're like, I don't want to play no games. I don't want to play no games. And I always tell people like this, look, y'all know I'm the real coach. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. But I'm like, in some things, your mind, because what you're used to is you're calling it games, playing games. I said, but then other people are calling it strategy. Because let me tell you how you flip this, right? And I'm just talking about in the dating atmosphere. Let's say you have a goal, you know your ideal mate or whatever your desire, and you potentially see that and they tick all the standards off. And I'm talking about to female or whatever, right? If the male see the woman or the woman see the man, but this person is fitting the bill. And then as you begin to get to know this person and everything is going smooth, there's a certain thing called strategy in dating that will help you do what? Reach the goal. So if marriage is the goal, right? The long-term goal, I'm not going to play games, but there is a strategy that's going to get me to that goal.
Right.
And then the only thing that would beset that is if the interest is lost, the people not on the same page, and now the things within the plan, because a strategy is nothing but a plan, the things that's in the plan now begin to go contrary to your goal.
The goal. Yes.
And so in all things, we use strategy every day, but it's the way we're going to look at it. How are you perceiving it? Are you perceiving it a game? Are you perceiving it a strategy? Are you perceiving it the cup is half empty? Are you perceiving the cup half full? What do you see out of this? And this all deals in the mindset. It all goes back to what has the mind now come up with, and now you believe in that, or that's what you follow.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got to remember to give the mind the right information. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like we
Yes.
feed the mind the right stuff. If you're getting nothing but negativity attracting to you, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking negative all the time? Are you not believing the positive thoughts that you do get? And so now all you attracting and receiving is something negative. You always frustrated, you always irritable, you always mad at the world, you always entitled. You know what I'm saying? What are you thinking on? And not to make this a whole huge biblical talk, but the scripture do tell us, think on those things that are lovely, pure, noble, right? It all goes to the mindset, because what you're thinking about, again, whatever man think, so is he. So if you're out here thinking about all the bad things, like if you think nobody's gonna join my business, they not.
And now here's
I
the
mean,
thing. And I'm about to, and this is something to ponder, right?
yes, let's
Because
ponder.
it's scriptural, but it's also scientific, right?
Mm-hmm.
We think, and we do this, but we think with our heart.
Mm-hmm. Right, back.
The intel is 10% of memory is what we intel as far as intellectual, right?
Wow. Okay.
Intellectual, that word is from intel, is what we're inputting.
Mm-hmm.
But repetitiously, what we put in repetitiously, that goes to our heart. 90% of
Wow.
our heart is heart memory. Our heart has a brain. This is a
Wow.
brain here. It's a brain here. We also have a gut brain. So that's why we have to be
Right.
mindful about what we eat too, because what we eat can alter our mood. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's a brain here in the gut, there's a brain in the heart, and there's a brain here. So it's heart memory. And again, that's the reason why we'll say, "Oh, I know that by heart." We don't have to think
Right.
about it. It's
Right.
here, right? So
Nice. Nice.
what are we continually, and that's the reason why we would want to repeat affirmations, say them, write them down, because in the
Mm-hmm.
scriptures it go to that. In Deuteronomy chapter 6, I believe it's either 6 or 7, it's 6. And when he talked about, what do you do with your children, when you walk, teach these things to your children diligently, when you're walking by the wayside, when you get up, when you lie down, when you're doing this, when
Mm-hmm.
you're doing that. It's like diligently. What does that mean? All the time. Rehearse this in
Right.
their ears, because it's
Right.
repetitious, right? Repetition. So when we do that, when we're coming in contact with an even environment, um, being in the what? Being in an environment with millionaires and billionaires, or just wealthy people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just say wealthy people. Being in an environment of other wealthy people, because we are too, right? Being in an environment with other wealthy people, having those wealthy conversations, because
Mm-hmm.
we know that there won't be the trash can conversationalist,
Right.
right?
Right.
Where we're not speaking anything trash can, and we're not receiving or hearing anything trash can.
Right.
Right? And so because Like seriously, scientifically, that does something when we understand that our bodies are like 75% water. And
Mm-hmm.
so when we speak over something, we speak over the water. The scientific experiment shows what happens. So when we think about that, and it's like, okay, if we've seen this scientifically, what can happen when we speak positive over water or when we speak
Right.
negative over water? And then we realize that our bodies is made up of over 75% water. What environments are we putting ourselves in? What are we entailing
Mm.
day to day, right? What are we watching? What are we listening to? What are we,
Right.
you see what I'm saying? That's why I turn off I don't watch TV, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't like watching the news, but I know I have to, know what's going on in the world. So I choose
Right.
out. I don't like to watch the local news at all, to be honest with you. But I will watch the world news to see what's going on and happen. But then it's from a different perspective because, of course, with us as traders, what do we do?
We
Then we
gotta
got
know
to
what's
check
going on.
yeah, we got to know what's going on. So we have to check the world news, but not from a standpoint of being subjective, but
Mm-hmm.
objective, because we know that the behavior or consumer behavior, the behavior of the people, the news that they put out or whatever is going to drive the behavior of the people that drives the market.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what's going on, but we're on the other side of it benefiting just
Mm-hmm.
like the wealthy do, right? And so it's being in that seat of control. Now you're in the control seat. So,
Right.
and that has to do with, it's a fruit of the spirit, self-control. When you're in
Right.
control of self, or when we're in control of self, right? Then we're not controlled or swayed one way or the other. And that's what Yahshua talked
Mm-hmm.
about in the scriptures, being, you know, um, like what, when it was the storms and all of that kind of stuff, and everybody like, oh, the boat, you know what I'm saying? The boat is rocking, it's the
We
storm.
about to die.
He just sitting over there. He just over there in the corner,
Leave.
like, he over there chilling. And then he get up and he like, come on, y'all. I mean, it's a storm.
It's
And
a
then
little
when he
rain, a
rebuked it,
little wind.
right, a little wind. Then when he rebuked it, and they like, what manner of man is this that even the storms obey him? Well, when you have control or when you have dominion,
Right.
then it doesn't affect you in the way, it's not you, or we've moved from subjective to objective.
To objective.
And that
I
is
agree.
it's a mind and heart
And a hard thing.
shift. That's a shift. um
Wow.
Sonia, she says, metaphysically speaking, though, we know that those who are in a group of millionaire mentorship are there on purpose. They are actually doing the inner work to compel their very own like mindedness. Those that are not
Hmm.
really ready to adhere to a higher elevation cannot align to their own desire. We must see our
Mm.
vision as true. The universe matches that opportunity. Now it's up to all to grab it and run. Exactly.
Wow. Wow.
Exactly. And then she said some other stuff, and she said it's all about transformation. Doing the inner work spiritually allows the conditioned mind, which is anthropomorphic for the heart. And we can't be
Hmm.
double-minded. That's what the scripture says. A
Right.
double-minded man or woman, because a woman is just a man with a womb.
Right.
Womb
Right.
man, right? A man with a womb that births life, right? Um, you can't be double-minded because that's
You
confusion.
cannot be double minded.
So
It's called making decisions. You're gonna have to make a decision.
a decision, and quickly, like which the line is drawn. We can't be 1 foot over here, 1 foot over there.
Right.
It's what you want to do, where you want to go. And then once you
Right.
make up your mind, right? The heart and mind really has to be in alignment. It has to
In
be.
alignment.
Well, hold on one second. I want to show y'all something.
Y'all know Coach gonna bring out something good, y'all. I don't know what she's going to retrieve, but I'm intrigued. I'm interested. Y'all know it's gonna be something. Right, the vision board. There we
Now,
go.
this was my 7 to 10 year vision board because I used to do them for a year and they would just come to pass so fast. So I started doing them like 7 to 10 years out. I created this one in 2014. But look, what's on here though? You see all this
Right.
heart and mind, hand in hand, balance,
Yes.
right? That's I wanted that there, right? The
Right.
chakras of alignment, freedom, one with the universe. You know, all of these things because that's emotional intelligence. Once we you know, EQ, once we really, you know, IQ is one thing, and many people are there are many people who are um you know, the intellect is there. Okay, they're highly intelligent. But then
Right.
without the emotional intelligence, they're like a robot.
Absolutely.
They're like robots. There's no heart intelligence. It's all just head.
Right.
And but no alignment here. So the heart and mind has to be in alignment, and then you go through the
Absolutely.
process and process.
Process.
Process. I mean, there's a process. And people
Right.
have different timings too. So that's something that we really have to understand that. Um, because time, I mean, time is everything. You could be too early, you could be too late. You just want to be on time.
Right.
And it's about getting in alignment with that heart and mind connection. And it's not all just here. It's here. I wish I could show some videos on that, but all of the ones that talk about it, they are entirely too long.
You know what I can only imagine?
They're right.
You
They're
may
all
have to do like
too
a movie night on the Zoom or something where we can
yeah, where we can watch it.
just
Yeah.
play it out to get some clarity. Right.
Yeah. But you have a video that
Yeah.
that is like I love it, right? I love that
Yeah.
concept and everything that he was talking about because that's just it. It's the I don't want to give it away. So I'm
Right.
talk
Now
about
look, y'all, I'm about to figure this out because you know this is my first time sharing on this platform. So look,
okay.
I'm gonna try, right? But I don't know.
Okay. I mean, well, if yeah, I
Okay,
mean, you
screen
know
sharing.
how that work. If you can't do it, then I'll try it on my end.
Then yeah, you may have to take over, but I'm gonna make a good attempt. Look. Okay, let's say share audio. I'm trying to see where is my hold on. Hold on, let me count this. So do I need to I don't even know how I need to do this. Look, coach. Look, I'm lost over here. Let me see.
Wait, what happened?
I don't know. I don't know what I did. Did I can you guys see the video when I do that or no? Let me see. Oh, Chrome tab. Okay, let me do this.
Okay, now
Okay, here we go.
remember.
I think I'm getting it.
Okay, look on the left hand bottom side where it's the little bitty and it says share audio and click that box. Do you see it?
Yes. So
Okay.
can you guys see my screen?
Okay.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Okay, I can see it on your side. It's just, but it won't play over. I mean, it won't be over here. Or maybe I have to do it twice.
Okay.
I don't know. Wait, what?
I'm going out. The connection is timing out.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened. It just went
You want me to
away.
try it from my end? Oh, uh-oh. Nah, wait. Huh.
Is that it? I mean, I don't know. It just went away. Yeah, you guys stop for a second. Let me stop.
It went.
Let me go back. Give me a minute. Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time because like the video is literally like 56 seconds. But if I don't get it, Coach, okay, I'm just gonna this.
Okay.
Okay, it's saying that my internet connection might be unstable. Come on now. Let's try.
Okay, I'm a try it from my end.
All right, Coach, you may have to take it. It's not allowing me to do it.
Okay.
It's not coming back in. Can you hear me, Coach?
All right. Yeah, I heard you. Let me see.
Okay.
Um.
How do I stop this?
Very young from my parents, absolutely. That you don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm gonna build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm gonna lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of the earth that's going to be laid better than this brick that I'm going to lay in this next 10 minutes. And you do that every single day, and soon you have a wall. And I think psychologically, the advantage that gives me over a lot of people that I have been in competition with in different situations is it's difficult to take the first step when you look how big the task is. The task is never huge to me. It's always one brick. Me too.
Make a choice. Like you just decide
Wait.
what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
Were you all able to hear it? Wait, can you hear?
I can't hear you. I'm not. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm like I can hear you, but I had it. I had my phone turned down, but now
Oh,
I'm back, and so I can hear you. Yeah.
okay.
I don't know what that was about. I think I tapped something and I disconnected my laptop.
Oh, okay. Now what about with
Yeah.
the video? Because I'm seeing okay, Sonia on this end, she said she said yes. Because I did ask, can you all hear?
Okay.
So were you able to hear the video? Did you see it and hear it?
No, everything went out. I saw it on yours, but not on mine. Do you want me? I want to try to see if I can run it again and see if those on my live can see it. And I'm thinking that this connection would be okay. But you were able to run it because I saw it playing on your screen.
Yeah.
And so I think it was just that internet connection. Let me see if it'll work. Now. And if not, I'm not gonna trip over it.
Yes.
It could just be so much going on.
And
I
like
got
someone
20
said,
tabs up on my
laying the
laptop.
bricks towards the vision, because after all, it's already done. Yeah, it is. It's really already done when we see, because here, oh,
Huh?
oh no, I heard, I heard you through the phone, and then I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was talking while you was talking.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's not cooperating on my end. So you guys, I'm sorry. I'll post it in the chat or something like that. But let's move forward. We ain't got but a few minutes anyway, so I'm not gonna stress over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I like what Sonia said, because she said, laying the bricks towards the vision. After all, it's already done, because that's the thing. It's a vision. When we see the vision,
Right.
we see the whole vision. And then we start taking steps along the way towards the vision. That's why, you always start with that vision and mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you land the plans and everything along the way of how you get the vision made. Like even when you're doing a house, you have a floor plan. Right? You see a house, and then the floor plan and how that's laid out, and then everything else that comes along with it, so that then boom, you see this manifested in a reality, and not that it just magically appeared, but it's the work that was put in it in order to make the vision plain, just like the scripture says, that write the vision, make it plain upon tables, so that he who reads it may run with it. It's the reason why they want a vision plan, or the reason why they want to have something written out, like, okay, it's in your head, but I need to see it, especially
I need to see it too.
Part of it.
I need you to bring it out your head so we all can see what's going on.
We all can see it, right?
Right.
If you're gonna, if you're gonna be a part of it, or if you're gonna benefit from it, or whatever. And then we know sometimes, look, we do that, and some people is like, okay, no, or whatever, but it's still going forward with that vision, because just like she said, you lay the bricks toward the vision. After all, it's really already done.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Coach, that's our time. Do you want to close us out with the Young Guns? It's Monday night. We have the Young Guns tonight. Do you want to go ahead and close us out with that?
And I was just looking for that banner. So listen, in our Extreme FX Global Academy community, or our community, we, first of all, we just have everything. I'm just going to say that. Right? Like, yes, I am pumping us up.
We have it all. Value.
Right. We have a lot of.
We don't have just a whole lot of stuff. We got a whole lot of value.
Right. No fluff, huffs, or anything like that. But tonight is our Extreme FX Young Guns Youth Entrepreneurship and Development Program, where we give you an overview about what we're doing in our common unity with our youth. It's every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So what you want to do is go to www.newmembers.org, and the passcode is ICON in all caps. Okay. We're getting started, and usually letting people in, into the Zoom room. Give us about 5 minutes or so for everybody to log in. and then giving you an overview about what it is that we do over here in our community with our youth
Right.
entrepreneurship and development program. Ages 8 to they say 21, I say 25, but you know, but it's just a great program. Children need to learn this skill set. Really,
Right.
everybody needs to learn the skill set, but children really
Right.
need to learn this skill set because there are some things that's just happening, that's changes are being made, and um artificial intelligence or AI is taking over a lot of jobs. Listen to me when I say this. AI or artificial intelligence will take over a lot of jobs over the next 6 to 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so jobs will be scarce as far as humans are concerned. But that doesn't mean you can't get out here and get a piece of the pie in a
Mm-hmm.
$7.3 trillion market. We do the numbers. With about 7 billion people on earth and a $7.3 trillion market, that's $1,000 per day, for $1,000 per day for every individual. But you
Mm-hmm.
gotta learn the skill set in order to know how to get it. So with that being said, again, Young Guns, Extreme FX Young Guns Youth Entrepreneurship and Development Program, happening now, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. You want to go to newmembers.org. The
Mm-hmm.
passcode is icon in all caps. And that's our time on the Coach's Corner with Coach Cotton, myself, Coach Hadassah, where we help you get to your next level. And we will see you on the other side of success. Peace.
All right.